Teacher Rae here. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial and demo for the Magic Star Reward game for a lesson at level 1. So here we go. Are you ready? Level 1, Magic Star Reward game. Let's go! Ooh, hold on a moment. Have you watched the video for preparing to set up the Magic Star Reward game? If not, pause this video, go back to my channel, and look for the video titled Magic Star Reward Game Prep. Watch that and then come back and watch this, okay? If you've already seen it, then you're all set. Just keep watching. So let's set up the game for level 1. Level 1 might not be as competitive. So this completely depends on your students. So get to know your students before you put in the competition. Let's start with, I'll show you how to set it up without competition. You can go to level 2 to see it with more competitive. For non-competition, first we start with, you've gone through your lesson and you know what your keywords and such are, right? Start by not touching the template. Do not touch the template. We do this: file, make a copy, and name it for the lesson that you're preparing it for. So a level 1 lesson, let's see, jungle birds. So we name it for the lesson. And okay, we'll save it to your Google Drive. See, it's opening a new copy of the entire Magic Star game. Now, jungle birds. Jungle birds has 3 keywords. Most level 1 lessons seem to have 3. So you're going to want to fill in those words. Jungle, parrot, toucan. Just double click and it should highlight the word. And then you type it in. For the 4th word, you either use a review word from a previous lesson or use a word from the current lesson that you feel your students might have trouble with. So I'm going to put beak because I think that's a word they might have difficulty reading. There are 4 words. Our word slide is now complete for the first one. We now go over here, right mouse click, duplicate. And we select all 4, arrange, rotate, flip horizontally. We just flipped all the words around and we didn't have to do a thing. Well, we didn't have to retype anything. Now duplicate this slide again. And now we do have to type. So what I do is normally flip them corner to corner. So I put toucan where parrot is, parrot where toucan was, beak for jungle, and jungle for beak. I then duplicate that slide, select the 4 words on the new slide, arrange, rotate, flip horizontally. I now have 4 word slides where the words appear in a different place on each slide. This way your students don't memorize where the word is positioned in the game. They actually have to look at the word and try to recognize the word when they read it off. Now we have our words done. We select the word slides along with the title slide and drag them out of the way because we don't need them. Get out of the way. Don't worry, you'll need them later. Now we go back to the top. Again, level 1, non-competitive. So this is done differently. We do not need 2 stars. So let's delete it. We do not need 3 stars. Let's delete it. Leave in magic stars for all. Yes, let's leave that one. How many activities are in jungle birds? There are 6 activities. So we want 6 prizes. Let's duplicate this magic star twice. I want to be able to give them stars 3 times through here. So let's move them around a little. So, okay. So we know there are 3 vocabulary words. So the third slide, I like to have movement. Let's go down and select a movement appropriate for level 1. We know this one's no good. Delete. This one's no good for level 1. Stretch is kind of boring for level 1. Let's have stomp. Level 1, they might like stomping. We have, oh wait, let's move it down. I think I want a different movement there. I don't want yellow and yellow. Okay, I'm being picky. Let's have shake. Level 1's like this shake. Everybody shake, 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 shake. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. They like shake. They get their whole body going crazy. The prize for the first activity, a magic star. Everybody, okay, level 1, I give everybody the prize. The only difference is who gets to pick the word to say what the prize is. If student A wins the activity, student A gets to play the game. That's kind of student A's prize. Everybody gets the star. I give everybody a star. Unless your students are competitive, in which case you can give that star just to student A. Again, gauge your students because you don't want the whole class to be ruined by the game. The idea of the game is to make the lesson more fun, not to upset anybody. So judge your students. If you think they can handle competition, the winner gets the star. If not, everybody gets a star. And the kids enjoy that too. Magic star, prize 1, prize 2, everybody gets stars. On this, I don't just give 1 star if it's a non-competitive game. I give everybody multiple stars. Like I'll click it a few times. They get 2 stars or 3 stars or whatever. So they get extra stars. If it's competitive, then I just give everybody 1 star, or I do like a raining of stars where I just blast their computer with as many stars as possible. This is not possible on every system, every version of the teaching app. So depends on you and how you want to do it. So use it, however you think is best. You can give 1 star to everybody, give 5 stars to everybody, bombard them with stars, however you want to do it. Prize 1, prize 2, prize 3, prize 4, prize 5, prize 6. There are only 6 prizes in the lesson. Okay, so how do I want to do this? So I have 2 movements and 3 stars. Is that how I want to do this? I think I'd like to change this around. Which lesson is this? Jungle Birds. I think I want to add a little more comprehension to this. So let's get the show me slide, show me prize, and let's put this in here as the final prize. So there are 6 activities, 6 prizes. So we start with reward, reward, movement, reward, movement, and this one, they get to demonstrate their learning. If I remember correctly, in this lesson, it's difficult for the students to remember what a toucan can do and what a parrot can do. So this gives them an opportunity to practice it outside of the lesson without getting any answers wrong. So they can show you, have the whole class show what a toucan can do, what a parrot can do. Like a parrot can talk, a toucan, I think it's likes to. A parrot likes to talk, a toucan likes to eat fruit. So they can show you eat and they can show you talk. Or they can say it, however. But this gives them a chance to show their learning before it gets to the showtime activity. They get kind of like a cheat way of practicing. Okay, so now we have our 6 slides. Let's give other kids a chance to play the game by throwing in pass it on. My level 1 students do not like to give away their turns or they misunderstand the lose turn. So I use pass it on instead. That seems to work better. They seem to feel better about voluntarily giving their turn than they do about just losing their turn for no reason that they can understand. So I use pass it on, and I'll throw in a couple. This gives other students a chance to play the game. And I do this whether it's competitive or not. If it's competitive, I'll also use that give a magic star so that they have to give a star to the other student, and I give one to that student as well. So both students get the star. This was recommended by a fellow teacher, and it works really well to reward both the giver and the receiver on that one. We now have pass it on. So the second prize, third, fourth. Okay, not make it quite so obvious. So pass it on is like every other game. Okay, so pass it on is not a prize, really. I mean, they don't win anything. And the next player gets to play right away. So we've now extended our game to 9 slides. Let's get rid of these. We don't need them. So delete. Now we know show is the last slide in the game. So we have 9 slides for 6 activities. Let's go back down to our words. We're almost finished setting it up. Select the words and the title, bring them up to the top. Grab the words, the word slides, right mouse click, duplicate. You now have 8. Leave one behind, select all, leaving one behind. So you're selecting 7. Drag them below that first prize. Do the same, grab all but one, you're selecting 6. Drag them below the prize. All but one, drag. All but one, drag. Now you have 4 left, duplicate again. Every time you reach 4, duplicate. Grab, leave one behind, drag. Leave one behind, drag. Leave one behind, drag. Leave one behind, drag. Okay, we're now at show. That's the last prize. So we delete the extras. And now what I do as a just in case measure, I make the game longer because you never know when, especially with the lower level students, you never know when you're going to want to offer extra turns in the game. Say you're halfway through the lesson and the students are moving along really fast and they're really getting the lesson. You need time filler. You want to stay on lesson with your time filler? Let them play the game again. Give each student gets a turn. That's how I will do it. So sometimes during the transition slide, right before let's talk, I will stop on the transition slide. This says let's talk, and I'll give everybody a turn to play the game. This way everyone gets turns, or say that you notice that one student never got to play, just the chance never hit that student. So you want to make sure that student gets a turn. You'll deliberately stop and let everybody have another turn. It's just a way to make sure everybody is involved, everybody gets turns, everyone is fairly treated, everyone gets to have fun. So what I do is I click on that last slide, shift, go up, shift, grab that first word slide, right mouse click, duplicate. I now have the whole game runs through twice. To make sure that it's not obviously a rerun, I will pull any slides that stand out. Usually that's the movement slides. And I will go down here and pull something else. So let's throw in the funny faces. The lower level kids love the funny faces, and fill in my empty spots here. So you want to fill in anywhere where you have 2 word slides together. You need something in between those. So we need, let's put jump. Let's have everybody jump. We can move it around. Let's put a star here and a pass it on here. There we go. You can reorder them however you like. Just remember that the pass it on should be followed by a prize. Although I will sometimes play with them and have pass it on followed by pass it on. I have to give it, the student that wins has to give it to a student, and then that student has to give it to another student. And the students get a kick out of that. And it makes the game look more random. So do that on purpose with your upper level students because it keeps them from realizing that you've set the game up. We don't want them to know that. Okay, we need another movement down here. Let's slide pass it on up. I don't think we need quite this many, so let's just add one more. Let's put let's have the cheer. Sometimes I just do something simple like, we love English, while I pump my arms. Okay, so now the rest of these slides, click, grab, and delete. We now have 35 slides ready to go to teach your lesson. That's it. That is a level 1 lesson for Jungle Birds. And I will come back with a demo of how I use the slides in a classroom. Obviously not in a classroom. I'll just show you how I use the slides. Okay. As promised, here is a demo for the level 1 lesson, Jungle Birds. So you open this on your tablet, smartphone, very small laptop, or right on your computer or laptop if you have Minicam. I don't know how Minicam is used, so however you share parts of your screen, that's how you do it. I believe it takes full screen, so I'm not sure how you'd work this with Minicam, but here we go. Present. So it always opens on the title slide. This is convenient because it gives you a saving slide for you to set your tablet down before you start your class. I like to open the game in my tablet as I'm prepping for my classes, as I'm going through and previewing or pre-clicking through my group class lessons to get them preloaded in my computer memory. I have this open and set it down on my desk so that it's ready to go. Then I simply have to pick up the tablet, click, we're ready to go. First activity, Johnny won the activity. Johnny was first. If you look at the activity, it has a little scorecard, first, second, third, and so on. So you know which student placed where. First player gets to play the game. You could presumably change this up if you wanted to add an extra challenge and have player 2 always gets to play the game. It's up to you. I don't know that I would do that with level 1. That might be for a higher level. Okay, so level 1, we're on the first activity. Johnny won the game. Johnny gets to play. Johnny, pick a word. Johnny picks a word. Sometimes Johnny picks a word we haven't even covered yet. So he might say toka or tauken. So this is an opportunity to teach Johnny how to say the word. So you would model the word for Johnny and then get Johnny to say the word 3 times. If he knows the word, also you have them say it 3 times. That's how I do it. This way I'm not only are they practicing the word, but I'm sure of which word they said. Sometimes you get words that sound alike. And if they don't say the word 3 times, you might not be sure which word they said. Okay, so Johnny chose toucan. We tap toucan. Magic star, woohoo! And you reward that student with a magic star. Then you set your tablet down, you're done. The next activity, Johnny wins again. Johnny, pick a word. He might even pick toucan because he's comfortable with that one. 3 times, Johnny. Okay, great job. Give some feedback here because, I mean, they're still working hard even though it's a game. Now we go to the game. Oh, pass it on. And I do the thumb motion of passing it on like a hitchhiker. And Johnny has to pick a classmate to play. So let's say Johnny picks Tina. Tina, pick a word. Tina picks a word, and you help Tina if Tina has trouble with the pronunciation, and you have them say it 3 times. I don't overcorrect during this because I don't want it to get outside of the realm of a game. I want them to feel like this is a fun activity. I don't ever want them to dread trying words they're unfamiliar with. So I make sure that the corrections are quick and easy. I always end on a positive. So parrot, parrot, parrot. Even if the student still doesn't quite get it, I'll say, oh, that was much better. Even though it's not perfect, they still tried, they still worked hard. So you still reward them. Anyways, back to the game. So now we have, it's the year of the pig. Magic stars for all, the year of the pig. I bombard them with stars. I have a Mac, and for some reason, the application on a Mac allows me to just go click, 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 click. Only on stars for all. It doesn't work for individual students, but I can just keep clicking it, and the stars just like one after the other, after the other, after the other, and I've gotten as high as 500 or more stars in a lesson. I don't recommend you do that all the time, and I do not do that all the time. It's just a once every blue moon as something really different to just spice up a boring lesson or just to make things different, unexpected, and it's fun, and the students get a kick out of seeing the stars disappear. They don't even get the stars tally because the stars just rank right up off the screen, but they have fun with it. That's our pig. So the next activity, again, I only play these on the activities that are scoreable. The lesson shows me which student was first, second, third, and so on. Those are the games or the activities that I use this game with. Then I know who was first, who was second, who was third. It's just easier in the upper levels too to know who came second, third, because I have those last player, second player slides. And the students always know when they're going to play the game because they know if the lesson gives a score, they're going to be able to play the game. They pick it up very quickly. Usually after the first lesson, they've figured it out. Say Joey won. Joey says, parrot, everybody shake, 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 shake. Everybody shake, 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 shake. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. The younger students enjoy this one. You get a little dizzy showing them, but it's fun. It's very hyper high energy. So it really gets them like getting everything going and gets them all, shakes out everything. This is great for the younger students because they get to like use up some of that energy. And do 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 do. So here's another pass it on. Magic star. Again, level 1. I would probably play these games where everybody gets the reward. Depending on the students, if your level 1s are kind of higher level, and they understand or they feed off the competition and they don't get too overly upset, then you can have it competitive and have only the winner get the star. If your students seem to get upset with the competition and they're really really unhappy that they don't get the star, then you can just have it be everybody gets a star. Magic star, click, everybody gets a star. That way it's a group activity and less of a competitive game. It depends on your students. Judge what you think your students will do better on. I've done it once where I had, like on the very first activity, I knew giving those stars competitively was going to be a bad idea. So I immediately gave everybody else a star. I just changed it up. You have to think on your feet. So Johnny won the star, and I could see that everybody else was really upset. I mean, I could see it. It was obvious right from the get-go. So I immediately followed up with, and Susie gets a star. And Billy gets a star. I just gave everybody 1 star individually to bring it up. And then from then on, everybody won every prize. It was easier. in different cohorts, level 1, I'm able to do more competitive. So just know your students and try and be a quick judge of what you think works best. So as you can see, they just click through. So show me, you would have them show you something. This lesson is a parrot and a toucan. So maybe you have them show you, can you show me what does a parrot like? So they can go, parrots like to talk, rah, rah. Assuming that you've done that previously in the lesson. Toucans like to eat fruit, right? So you could ask them, what can a toucan do? So you can have them show you what these birds can do. And then there's a magic star. I pass it on. Funny faces, level 1, funny faces. Pass it on. The jungle. Everybody jump. Level 1, lots of action for level 1, lots of movement. And that's the last slide. So that is the slight demo for how I would teach the level 1 jungle birds.